Good morning, folks. I'm meteorologist Jim Howard, and this is your latest WITN First Alert forecast for Tuesday, August 15th. The last day of this intense heat, but it'll be the hottest of the bunch. Excessive heat warning going into effect today. Heat index over 110, folks, pushing 110 to 115. Late morning into the afternoon. Dangerous heat. The high temp near 97, 98 later today. Southwest 10 to 15 on the winds. There's your graphic. The heat warning. All the counties shaded in violet here. It's pretty much everybody save Ahoskie points north. And then you have to get back west of Raleigh to get out of the heat. We're all in it this afternoon. Again, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. That heat warning. All right, eventually we're going to get some storms. See the rain back to the west. Late day, probably post 4 p.m. the way it looks right now. But two things we're watching, the heat and that risk for a severe storm later in the day. Two-pronged first alert weather day. Check it out, heat warning I mentioned, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. So we're 9 hours in the heat warning. Upper 90s, heat index, again, 110 plus. Scattered late day strong storms. Probably a window from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. the way it looks right now. Legitimate, dangerous heat. Listen to your body. Confusion, dizziness, fatigue, headache, muscle cramps, nausea, diarrhea. All signs that your body is not handling the heat well. Get into AC, stay hydrated, take it slow out there today. All righty. The actual air temp starting the day at 80. Feels like 90 out the door, mid-90s on the coast. That's back at sunrise, that wind coming up out of the southwest at 10. The air temp 96, look at tomorrow. Whew, relief, upper 80s tomorrow with clouds in the area. The heat index I mentioned 110 plus today, and we'll knock that heat back tomorrow. This is it, last day of it, but again, the hottest of the bunch. Watch the model data as we track storms later. Lunchtime, 93, 94. Air temps this afternoon, 97's on here. Here's our storms, 4, 5, 6 o'clock. I think there'll be a better coverage than you see here. Some big storms potentially with wind gusts near 60 as we get into the late day evening hours. Still some storms around late tonight, tomorrow morning. Not as strong though later tonight. Mid-70s tomorrow morning. Highs tomorrow generally in the mid to upper 80s. Still some showers around afternoon, evening. These aren't likely going to be severe, but some pockets of heavy rain coming in tomorrow. But we break the heat. Rainfall the next 2 days. This is through Wednesday, tomorrow, 9 p.m. An inch plus some of the northern areas, maybe a half an inch, give or take, to the south. That'll shift a little bit. I think close to an inch most areas. And then more coming after that into Thursday as well, maybe another half an inch. Severe storm risk today. We're in a level 2, a slight risk. Most of us save you guys down to the Crystal Coast. I mentioned that time frame, 5 to 11 p.m. Tornado risk is low, but a hailstone or two up to the size of a quarter possible. Winds gusting to 60. And again, rainfall around an inch, I think, give or take. There's the front coming in. Watch it later today. Move it through. Bring in that relief, breaking the heat tomorrow. Notice the front stalls out, so I got to keep some rain chances going tomorrow into Thursday as well. All righty. Heat index over 110. I need to adjust that later today. Heat warning in effect, 50 to 80% afternoon, late afternoon, overnight rain chance. 60% tomorrow, probably afternoon hours. Upper 80s. We'll drop that rain chance 40-20 Thursday, Friday. One more day in the 80s Thursday. Heat rebuilds a little bit, although reasonable over the weekend. Near 90, lows near 70, getting hotter early next week.